What's happening YouTube? My name is Alex and welcome to another action camera review. Today I have the Cube 360S action camera. So this camera here is a panoramic camera because it has a very wide lens. Let's start out by checking out the box and the accessories that come with it, and then let's check out the camera. Let's begin. The camera comes in this box right here, and unlike most of these action cameras from China, it doesn't feel cheap anymore. So on the sides of the box we just see some information about the camera itself, on the back some more specifications, but what I like the most is the fact that the camera sits right there on top into the waterproof case. So very cool. Inside the box we find the user manual, and I did have to read the user manual because I wasn't sure how to actually use the camera. It does seem a bit different than most of these action cameras that we see daily. The camera comes in a waterproof case, and it's very simple to take the waterproof case out. You just pull on that and then the camera comes out. The waterproof case works very well, and you can put the camera in the water and nothing will happen. Aside from that, we do get a whole bunch of accessories. We even get one of these so you can keep the camera on a tripod if that's what you're into. So the camera would sit here, and then you can put this onto a tripod or a bicycle or whatever. We do have a mount for a bicycle as well, and a whole bunch of other mounts and straps. Now the action camera, aside from the fact that it looks different than most of the action cameras that we see, it doesn't feel cheap like most of the action cameras that we get from China. So it has this premium feel onto it, and you wouldn't believe that it costs only as much as it costs. On the front we have the lens, and originally I thought that was a microphone. However, that's not a microphone, and the microphone is sitting right here onto this side. And since I'm on this side here, we do have up and down buttons. This one also turns on the Wi-Fi. This is the mode or menu button. So very easy to use. These holes that we see around the camera, around here and onto this side here, are just so the camera doesn't overheat. On top of the camera we have the power on off button, and this serves as an OK or recording button. We also have an LED right there that turns blue or red depending what you do with the camera. On the right hand side we have a USB port, so you can connect this to the computer or charge it, and a HDMI port in case you want to connect the camera to the TV. We also have a micro SD card slot. And lastly, at the bottom of the camera we do have a 1050 mAh battery. The battery will last for about an hour of recording, and it takes about 2 hours and a half to recharge. The 1.5-inch screen on the back of the camera doesn't have the best viewing angle, so if you're not looking straight at the camera, you're not gonna be able to see what's on the screen. Also, the screen doesn't get bright enough, so if you're outside in direct sunlight, the screen is difficult to see. The camera has two sets of settings, one for the video recording and one for the picture taking. So this is the setting for the video recording. So here at video, if I press this button, you can select however you want to see the picture onto the screen. And however you're seeing the picture onto the screen, it's going to be shown on your smartphone whenever you connect the phone to the camera. So let's say that I want to change the mode. So I'm going to go to this one right here. So round mode. So if I'm going to press OK, we will see a circle. So let's get out of this. And as you can probably tell, it is a circle. So I'm going to show you this circle and all the other modes onto the phone because it's going to be much easier. Getting back to the settings app, you can choose different things depending what you do with the camera. You can do a time lapse, you can select the camera to record if there is any motion, the timestamp if you want that onto the recording, and so on. And lastly, the microphone. So if you want the microphone on or off. Unfortunately, the microphone's sound, it's not the best, so whatever you're recording onto the microphone doesn't really sound good at all. It's very muffled and you can barely understand what you said onto the microphone of the camera. And now onto the settings for the camera for taking pictures. We do have a couple of options here as well, so you can select however you want the picture to look. I do like the 180-degree mode, so basically it's a long stripe versus the 360 or the round pictures. However, you can choose whatever you are comfortable with. Aside from that, we just have a couple of other options here, like the resolution, quality, and so on. So very straightforward. The camera can connect to your smartphone through this app right here. It's called the OT Cam. Alright, first of all, get the camera and press the Wi-Fi button right here. So hold this pressed for a couple of seconds. And now the camera will make a Wi-Fi network. Get your phone, open the Wi-Fi connection, and search for that particular connection that you see right here onto the camera. So wait for the phone to find it, and my phone, it's connecting to the camera right now. Once this is connected, so now it's connected, you can open that app and press this button right here. And now the camera will connect to the phone. So everything that the camera sees, you will be able to see onto the phone. So very, very easy. Now we are in picture mode right now. As you can probably tell, this is the picture mode. So if you want to switch to video mode, just press this button once and select video. Now the downside to the camera app is the fact that every time you want to switch in between video modes, you're gonna have to disconnect the Wi-Fi from the camera and then change the video mode onto the camera and then reconnect to the phone, because there is no other way of actually doing it. So this is the round mode that I had selected. So whatever you see in there, that can be recorded. So if I'm recording this, that's exactly what you're gonna see when you put the SD card into your computer. So that's how the image will look. So it looks pretty neat, I have to say, like nothing that I've seen before, only on that 360 camera that I had some time ago. This is yet another recording mode, so the camera kind of sees half the image up and half down. This would be good if you're like driving a motorcycle or a bicycle or something, and this side would be looking at you and that side would be looking forward. So the camera can record like that, but then you're gonna end up with footage that looks just like on my phone there. So that's how these modes work. But every time you want to switch in between them, you're gonna have to disconnect the Wi-Fi and then reconnect it after you change the mode onto the camera. So that easy. Now we do have all the files here that are available onto the camera. So these are all the files, recordings, pictures and so on that I have onto the camera. So for example, if I press on this one, you can see everything that I was recording at this particular time. Now, in order to conclude this video, I have to say this camera, it's pretty cool. I mean, it does do some things that I haven't seen before, and I do like the fact that it can record in multiple ways depending on what activity you do. So this way you're not stuck to just recording like 180 degrees videos or 360 or whatever. You can change that depending on what you do at that particular time. So very, very cool in my opinion. I was not impressed by the microphone onto the camera. So the microphone, yeah, there is no better way of putting this. The microphone sucks. You can barely hear anything recorded onto the microphone. So next I'm gonna add some sample pictures that I took with the camera. Most of the recordings are gonna be in 180 degrees, so it's all straight so you can see them better. This way you guys can make up your own mind if this camera is worth it or not. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. If not, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.